would you be in favor of, for example, like somehow criminalizing cheating, infidelity?
Yeah, absolutely.
Within the confines of marriage or even in just any long-term relationship?
Just like a civil relationship, probably like a fine of some sort, like how there is in other countries. But in terms of marriage...
Other countries have fines for non-married infidelity, cheating, I guess?
I'm pretty sure China has a law on that.
Which country?
China.
China? Is this true, Daisy? Confirm or deny?
What?
A law.
Does China have a law against cheating in a relationship?
Sort of like if the guy cheat on their wife, if the wife wants to divorce, so there's kind of like financial, how to say, like...
It's like a fine. Like they pay.
Yeah, the guy pays more.
Well, there actually is something, and maybe Andrew, if you can help just looking this up, there is something actually in some U.S. states where it's, I'm trying to think, there's a specific legal term. This typically involves married couple. A spouse can actually go after the third party that's sort of making the cheating happen. There's a specific legal term for this. Alienation of... Any thoughts on that, Andrew? There's a specific legal term. It's only in some states, though. You can actually sue the person that the cheating partner, I guess. Any luck?
I'm not aware of what the law is called.
I think it's alienation of affection. Somebody in the chat is saying alienation of affection. And it is a civil, I don't think it's criminal, but I think you can bring a civil claim against somebody.
Okay, I just sent.
You sent it? Did you send them individually, by the way? Or like in a group?
I did.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Daisy. But going back to you, Noelle, okay, you think should be, what about criminal penalty?
I think it should be criminal.
So going around the table, do you guys think that there should be a criminal penalty for cheating? And maybe it's a misdemeanor in like a non-married couple, and a felony if you're married. Going around the table, starting with you, Daisy, what do you think?
Well, I think so, because I think if a man, like, if they want to cheat, I think it's okay to sleep with other women, but I'd prefer you be honest.
What?
Wait, you're cool with if a dude...
Yeah, because...
As long as they're upfront with it.
Let's be honest. Like, one guy sleeping with one woman for the entire of his life, I don't believe that. Just not me.
Do you think it's the same for women? Like, could you see yourself
it could be
sleeping
the
with
same.
just one guy?
Yeah, because feeling fades away, especially sexually.
So you're fine with it if the guy has other women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be honest.
I think it should be criminalized.
Criminalized?
Yeah.
Straight to jail?
I haven't thought that deep into it, but something should be done about it.
Okay. So,
and it should go both ways. If the woman cheats...
What if it's just like a hand job? Like, is that like
I
less?
actually have a question about this. So maybe you can like confirm.
You're like itching yourself like you're a fucking like
I itch my crack.
What's that Dave Chappelle? Like he's all like... Okay, sorry, go ahead, Madison. Go ahead.
So I heard in France, S-ing the D is not cheating. My French friends told me
France is... I was born in France.
Yeah,
so
is that
that's
true?
I don't know. I don't keep tabs on the dick-sucking laws in France,
Damn.
but France has really interesting kind of social views on kind of dating relationships and stuff. It's a little different. It's a little more open, I guess. I don't know. Like mistresses are a bit more tolerated, I guess. But anyways, so straight to jail, felony.
Yeah, even if it's
Felony.
a hand job.
What's that?
I said even if it's a hand job.
Even a handy?
Yeah, anything
Okay.
sexual, whether it's a primary sex organ or a secondary sex
Okay.
organ, anything
What about
involving.
a kiss?
And you're fine with divorce, right?
I would never.
Because, like,
wanna,
for example, Catholics. I know you're not Catholic. They're against divorce.
I mean, I'm
I mean,
against divorce to an extent. I think the only exception
Okay.
would be like severe abuse or infidelity.
Okay. What if the wife, like, it's a dead bedroom relationship, and she no longer has sex with her husband? Would that be grounds for divorce on the husband's part?
I would say there should be actions taken prior to deciding that, like maybe therapy.
therapy.
like couples therapy. I don't know.
Sure.
Figure out stuff
But
to
okay,
spice
assume
it
you
up.
do all those things and it's still like she just no longer wants to have sex with her husband. Do you think it'd be fair for the husband to divorce her?
Maybe once the child is grown up and an adult.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't think that there should be a law. I mean, I think that if people decide that they would want to do that within their relationship, but everybody's different. So if it was
Sure.
a law, there's people who have poly relationships, open relationships. So I don't think that there could be a law in place because at the end of the day, I mean, we vote for this and we live in a democracy. So
Well, if
Okay.
it were a poly relationship, that wouldn't be cheating because that's agreed upon prior.
Okay.
Oh wait. Okay. If you don't mind, if I kind of dive into this position a little bit.
Yeah, you go for it, Andrew.
So when you say as long as it's agreed upon, then it's okay. And so the inference here is, what if you're married to a person and they agree inside of the marriage to do this?
Like afterwards, like after they're married. If it's agreed upon by both parties, then that's two-way consent. But you have a lot of marriages that happen where the man all of a sudden wants to become polyamorous and the wife doesn't agree, or vice versa. And so
Well, the reason you think that it should be criminalized is because they're breaking a vow, correct?
yes, and also you're pretty much jeopardizing that child's development, and in some severe
Well, let's
cases,
assume there's no children. You would
Then
still agree
you're-
that it needs to be punished the same way, right?
yeah, you're still putting either partner at risk to contract an STD.
Okay, well, let's assume that they are able to get women who have a clean bill of health. You would still be for such a law, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so even then, with all those things, you'd still be for the law, but wouldn't you be for the law because it's breaking a vow?
Yes, because it's breaking a vow.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be breaking a vow anyway, even if in the middle of their marriage they decided to open it up? Wouldn't you still be breaking a vow?
That's a tough question. I mean, if both people are agreeing on it, I don't see how that could be breaking a vow, because you're both agreeing on it. But
Well, you
when-
can agree to make a vow, and then later you can consent to break the vow, but you've still broken the vow, haven't you? I don't
Yeah.
understand how you can get around that. Like, if I vowed, for instance, to never defend myself in a fight, and then somebody attacked me, and I said, well, I'm going to take that vow back, I still broke the vow, didn't I?
Yeah, but in that case,
Yeah.
it would be self-defense.
Yeah, right, but I still broke the vow, right?
Yes, yeah.
So then if people in the marriage decide to open their marriage up, why wouldn't you arrest them for that as well, for breaking their vow? That's the point.
Well, if it were a two-way, opening up of the marriage, then yes.
Then
but
they
if,
still broke their vow.
that's very
So
true.
then your justification for them breaking their vow, and that's what the justification is to have them arrested, doesn't make much sense because they can break their vow in the middle of the marriage and still be arrested by your logic. That or not arrested, that doesn't make any sense. Now they can break vows as long as they just kind of consent to break the vow, right?
Yeah, but there should
Yeah, it's-
probably be like something like similar to a prenup prior to getting married that goes through all of these things that they agree upon.
Yeah, right. But if in the middle of the marriage they both decide to break their pre-agreement and open their marriage up, from your perspective, that's okay, but they still made a vow and broke their vow. And that's the justification for why you think they should be arrested if one cheats on the other. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, I think depending on the situation, maybe not arrested, but definitely something like a fine or something to, punish them. Because why would you even get married in the first place if you plan on it, of opening up your marriage, or if
Well, we'll assume that they didn't plan on it, but they just decided in the middle of it to do so. Just like I'm sure that people don't plan on having a sexless marriage, but oftentimes they do, right?
well, maybe those laws would be an incentive for people to choose wisely and get married, like if you truly love that person.
Don't
So you would retract it then and say that it's actually
Hide the
probably a
chat.
better policy that you could not open your marriage up even by consent because you would still be breaking your vow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You answered the question, I believe. Kelly, should it be, straight to jail, cheating,
I just think that's just too unrealistic.
criminal
to say that.
penalties,
I mean-
criminal penalties for cheating?
No, that's no. I agree.
Agree? Okay.
I feel like
Into the mic.
I think that there shouldn't be a law if you cheat because there's different positions you could be put in, and I don't think it's like a straight line. Like I get married, I cheat, and then pay a fine. I feel like there's open relationships. There's people who the partner likes the other partner to have relationships with other partner.
Well, cheating would imply that there was some understanding that it was monogamous, but one partner. Like
Yeah.
if you're in an open relationship, it's not. I don't consider it cheating.
But I feel like when a marriage, when you live so long together, after a time, you do not want to have sex with each other, or you still do. And I feel like people change and they're like,
Sure.
okay, let's open up our relationship. And that's when the other person's like, oh, no, I don't, or yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.